Please stand for the pledge. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Carlsbad. We have a great show planned for you today. We have Riley live with ASB to talk about the club fair, as well as Madeline also live with ASB to talk about an upcoming fundraiser. And our last live, we're going to have Sam live with ASB to talk about senior parking spots, as well as the game shirts this week. What else do we have?
That's right. We also have Cash talking about football and Peyton talking about football.
Let's make it a great show, Carlsbad. I'm Madison Mulligan.
I'm Carter Barrett.
And CHSTV starts right now. To start off the show, we have a piece on varsity tennis player Mackenzie Lukin, who is very driven by her passion. Let's roll it.
Carlsbad High School junior Mackenzie Lukin is a tennis superstar.
My parents, what got me into tennis is my parents. They told me to start young when I was about 5 years old, but I really liked it, so I just kept going.
Every sport comes with struggles. Tennis is no exception.
Some hardships that I have in tennis is you're by yourself on the court, so it can be challenging mentally when you don't have a coach on the side. You have to strategize for yourself and kind of know what to do with the next shot.
For Mackenzie, inspirations are necessary to continue to grow in the sport.
I have a few inspirations of mine are like Coco Gauff, Serena Williams, Novak Djokovic, and Rafa Nadal.
Hard times create strong bonds, and Mackenzie is no stranger to this.
Yeah, I would see the people that I'm around like a family because like I'm really close with all my girlfriends in tennis, and then I love my coach too.
Mackenzie has the bar set high for her future in tennis.
Yeah, my goal is to go D1. I'm talking to a few D1 schools right now, but I'm also open to playing D2 or D3.
We wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors within the sport of tennis. With photojournalist Madison Mulligan, I'm Leo Nicholson.
Thanks for that story. Pickleball Club of CHS will be starting Tuesday, September 9th, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pickleball Club of Carlsbad at the mall. Make sure to check it out.
Attention, Senior Grubbies is hosting an ASB fundraiser tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. Visit to get some great food and eat, knowing that 20% of all dine-in, takeout, and bar profits will be donated to CHS. Next up for our first live, we have Riley with ASB about the club fair. Riley?
Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm here with ASB on the couch to talk about the club fair. So what is the club fair for those of us that are new to Carlsbad or have no idea what a club fair is?
So the club fair is a place where students can find new and existing clubs and sign up for them.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And when is the club fair?
The club fair is going to be today at lunch in the Quad.
Yeah, make sure you guys go check out some clubs at the Quad. So what is today the last day people can join at a club?
No, actually you can join a club all year long. Just find out when the meeting is and you can talk to the club president or the club advisor. And if you have any questions, you can go to the student store to find out more about your club.
Yeah, that sounds great. Can you give us some examples of clubs that people can join?
Yeah, there's Morgan's Message, Daybreak Club, Puppy Yoga Club, and Pickleball Club.
Those all sound fun, Carlsbad. Make sure you go check out clubs, and I'll send it back to anchors at the desk.
Attention upperclassmen, senior parking starts today. So if you are not a senior, please do not park in spots 1 through 67 as they are now reserved. If you have not yet paid for your spot, please do soon as possible. Lancers, if you're looking for community service hours, you can join the Just Serve Club, who works to make the community a better place while also creating opportunities for students.
Now Madeline is live with ASB to give more info about their fundraiser as well as football prizes.
What's up, Carlsbad? I'm Madeline. I'm with Annika from ASB and one special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Lauren Lorenzen.
And why is she on the show today?
Lauren, you are on the show today because you and Charlie Hernandez have won Best fan from last Friday's game. Yeah. So you guys both get these Handles awards, and congratulations, guys, on being the most spirited.
Well, congratulations, and I hear we have a fundraiser going on. Where and when is that?
Yep, so we got a fundraiser tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. at Senior Grubby's. Make sure you guys show up for that.
And why should everybody go to that?
You know, you students should come out to that because 20% of the proceeds go back to ASB, which means we have more money to spend on your dances, your clubs, your sports, anything really. And if you guys like that stuff, you should come out tonight and give back.
Thank you, and congratulations again. I'll send it back to the anchors.
Thanks, Madeline. Now a reminder that all students who plan to ride a bike to school, electric or not, are required to have a permit to do so. See the City of Carlsbad webpage to take the course and get your permit.
Now, if you love science or are interested in becoming an engineer or doctor in the future, it sounds like Science Olympiad is the club for you. If you are interested in joining, stop by their booth at the club fair on September 4th or see Miss Packer in room 3110. For our next and final live interview of the show, we have Sam with ASB to talk about this week's game shirts. Sam.
Good morning, Carlsbad. I'm here with ASB to talk about a couple topics. And to start off, I'm with Adam. And how is senior parking going?
Yeah, so senior parking's going really well. It's awesome that everyone that applied got a spot. But for those of you that still want your spot and you haven't paid yet, make sure you go to the senior store make sure you go to the student store right away and pay and do all the information for that spot. And also those of you that have been parking in the senior parking spots from now to the end of the school year, if you don't have a sticker on your car is going to get towed, and it could be pretty unfortunate. So make sure you stay out of those spots and park in all the other spots.
All right, and changing topics, Dylan, when, where, and who are we going to be playing tomorrow?
The football game is tomorrow at home at 7 against San Pasqual.
Awesome, and what is the theme for tomorrow night's game?
Yeah, for tomorrow night, as you can tell by these amazing shirts, it's going to be superheroes, so make sure you get it in the student store. There's a couple sizes left, so make sure you get those, but just make sure you show up and support. And Lancers, remember, Lancers today, heroes tomorrow.
All right, Carlos, you heard it here first. I'm going to send it back to the anchors at the desk.
Thanks for that information, Sam. Students, if you need any extra help with math, Math Lab is open to all, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 8:25 a.m. in room 7203. The Carlsbad Pumpkin Patch is looking for coordinated volunteers. Students can earn community service and have a good time doing so. Contact the email on the graphic for more information.
Next up, we have Cash on location at the football field to give us some information on the start of the NFL season.
Good morning, Carlsbad. Cash Money Versailles on location at the football field to talk about the NFL season starting up. 18 straight weeks of pure greatness starting tomorrow night, and it's starting with the Ravens at the Chiefs. Lamar Jackson with a chance at revenge after their playoff game last year, but it's an Arrowhead, and Patrick Mahomes now has some competent receivers. Give me the Chiefs in Thursday Night Football. The night after, we also have a Friday football game played in Brazil in a stadium where it is illegal to wear green, and it's the Packers and the Eagles where, shocker, they wear green. So it's interesting to see how that sort of storyline will pan out. But give me the Eagles. They reloaded their team. Their O-line may not be as good without Jason Kelce, but they got Saquon, so that should help out. Now, the early and late Sunday slates for the game aren't that good, pretty boring, but as we head into Sunday Night Football, it's the Rams versus the Lions, and the Lions are looking to get to the Super Bowl, back to the playoffs. They were in the NFC Championship game last year, looking to get that Lombardi, the first in franchise history. And in Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers returns on Monday Night Football with the Jets. He'll be taking on the 49ers in San Francisco. It'll surely be a great week and a great 17 weeks after that as we head to the Super Bowl. I'm Cash Money Versailles. Hopefully my fantasy team pans out, but we'll see how it looks week 1.
Thanks for that, Cash. Now we have a magic window on the fantasy football this year with a twist. Peyton is reporting. What do you have for us?
Thank you, Maddie. I am here on the magic window to give you guys a little bit of insight on how fantasy football works, but with influencers. So many of you guys might have a dad, a brother, or a friend who is currently doing fantasy football, and they're about to get ready for it because the first game is tomorrow. So I'm going to give you guys a little insight on how it works. So to start off, it's the draft. People drafted a little bit ago, but this is how it kind of worked. So you have your 9 players, and you want to pick your football players from each regions across all the NFL teams. So you have the 9 main players, and then you have the extras up until 16 as the bench players. So you want to think of this as you are creating your own influencer team that you need different influencers from different regions. So it would kind of look something like this. You have your LA team, you have your Miami team, and you have your New York City team of influencers. So this kind of goes for like the Chargers or the Dolphins. So each influencer has their own type of content that they create, which is kind of like a football position. So it'll kind of look something like this. You have your beauty influencers from LA, you have your clothing influencers from LA, and you have your podcast comedy influencers from LA. And this goes for each city or region. So basically your content niche is your football position. So like any football team, you have your wide receivers, you have your running backs, you have your quarterbacks, you have your football team pretty much right there, and then for influencers, it would work as like you have your 2 beauty, you have your 2 clothing, your dancer, your cooking. It's kind of how the team would look. So in a more visual point, it would look like this. You have your 2 beauty influencers, one from LA, one from Miami, your dancer from LA, you have your kicker from the Ravens, which would equivalent for the region, and then you have 2 Dolphin players as your wide receivers. You could do 2 from different regions as well. So once you have your pick, you have to win fantasy points. So how the fantasy points work is you have your NFL picked team, and then you go against someone else's drafted team, and then you guys have a game that week, and whoever wins that game will win the week. So how you get points in fantasy football is by your wide receiver getting a touchdown, you get points. If your quarterback throws a lot of yards, you get points. You don't want to pick players who are accident prone, who will get an injury, so that you might risk losing points or just not getting any points that round. So how this works for influencers is the engagement. So you want to get influencers who are going to give you a lot of viral videos or followers, and you don't want to pick an influencer who's going to get canceled or something like that, so you can risk not getting points. So that's pretty much how it works, and then once you get all your games, you see how many games you've won over the weeks, and then you win fantasy football. So that's pretty much how it works in influencer term. I hope you guys learned something. Make sure you check in to see the first Chiefs versus Ravens game tomorrow for the first fantasy football game, and I'm going to send it back to the anchors.
Thanks, Peyton. Next up, we have a look at tomorrow's story about a professional surfer born here in Carlsbad.
I mean, if you love a sport, I think you're going to go to the lengths that it takes. I was doing soccer for all my life, but then at one point it was taking away my time from surfing, so I switched to just full surf.
Looks like a great story, Lancers. The club fair is today at lunch. Make sure to show up. Also, shout out to Mr. Griffin.
And shout out Kotlik QTV in Alaska. That's all we have for you today, Carlsbad. Thank you for watching. Bye.